Effective Support Unit.
The head of school, Mr. Muniappa Reddy, the school manager, Mr. Dinesh Singh, members of the school committee, Rokotui, senior officials from the Ministry of Education, teachers, students, parents who are present here today. Sat Sri Akal, a very good afternoon to each one of you. Thank you very much for your warm welcome. The purpose of my visit, as outlined by the head teacher, is rather clear, which is to hand over some of the items that we have received from the Korean Embassy under the Special Grant Assistance Scheme. One of the thematic areas for assistance with the Korean government is to do with education. And under this thematic area, Korean government has assisted more than 80 schools in Fiji in trying to resource the schools. In other words, trying to improve the quality of teaching and learning. We can put up 4 walls and a roof, and we can call this space a classroom. But a classroom is not a classroom unless and until we have enough resources. We have teaching and learning materials for our children, which will also assist our teachers to teach properly to our children. Yes, it's breathtaking. You have such a beautiful ocean facing the school, and in such environment, teaching and learning can happen in a much better way. I know you see the ocean every day and it does not matter to you, but for us, it's breathtaking. I'm glad that the parents present here have decided to send their children to school, and it's so good to see the school filled with kids moving around, and that happiness that you see on children's face also gives joy to our parents as well as to our teachers. We all know that the schools were closed for almost 9 months. And during this time, the teachers worked extremely hard to make sure that the learning is not lost. So what the teachers did during that time, either they engaged themselves in remote learning and they used various platforms to reach out to the children. And other teachers opted for worksheets, and they distributed worksheets to the children, collected the worksheets, and they marked the worksheets. So I think the teachers who were involved in making sure that during COVID pandemic, at least the children, they were in touch with the children and they continued teaching the children. So thank you very much for doing that. We do understand that there is connectivity issue in some schools, and worksheet was the best option for that time. So whatever mode of teaching the teachers engaged in did help the students to learn. But nothing beats the face-to-face teaching and learning. That is the best mode of teaching, where you can literally handhold and take the children through the lessons that they need to learn. I must also thank the students and parents present here for getting vaccinated. Vaccination was the only way out for us as Fijians. From day one, our Honorable Prime Minister made sure that all Fijians had access to vaccines. And today, because more than 92% of our population are fully vaccinated, we managed to open our borders for our visitors. We also managed to open our economy. And as you know, even our house of worships, it's all open to 100% capacity. And recently, our acting Prime Minister made the announcement that we are lifting certain restrictions that were placed initially. And these are all signs of some normalcy. I'm not saying that we are 100% back to where we were. If that was so, you wouldn't be wearing the mask. But the fact that we are still wearing the mask, we are still observing social distancing, we are still observing sanitizing our hands and washing our hands, it's a clear sign that we are not out of the woods. You may have heard Dr. Fong making the announcement that from all individuals above the age of 12, the vaccines are available, and the children from this school can get vaccinated if they have not done so. So please take advantage of the vaccines that are available to all of us. I take this opportunity to thank the founders of this school, the current school management committee, the past school management committee, for their sterling job. It was the founders who understood the value of education, and it was sheer hard work on their part to build this school. That's why we have a school in such a beautiful location. And during those days, they built this school for their own community, for their own children. And we appreciate the contribution you have made towards education. And to complement the work that you started 60 years ago, the government, under the able leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, we made sure that the education budget is not slashed, it is not reduced. Today, the education budget is around $700 million. We have eased the burden from our parents, from our school management committee, and also for our little children who are sitting in front of us. Parents had to share double burden. One was paying the school fees for the children, making sure the bus fare was there. Also, they had to buy the textbooks, and they also had to look for funds whenever there was a fundraising organized by the school management committee. And the school management committee always struggled with finances to pay the teachers who were grant in aid in those days, and to maintain the facility, and also to resource the classroom. But today that burden has been eased through free education grant that we provide to the school management committee, where school management committee can use the money as per the allocation and provide the resources the schools need. I do understand that this school is a very small school with a limited school role, but whatever it is, even for small schools, the rules remain same and a formula remains same, and we pay similar schools the same amount of money. I would like to mention very quickly to you that we place a lot of emphasis on education. Education of our children is extremely important, not only for the knowledge, but also for mental and social development. When children are in school, they interact with one another, they talk to their colleagues, to their friends, they're able to share some of the difficulties they may be facing in real life with their teachers. And basically, the school environment creates that peace of mind that the children need. So when they are playing around, playing sports, or just having a chat with their friends, mentally they become stable and they forget about any stress they may be going through. But despite that, each and every school, we have provided the psychosocial support, and we're encouraging the teachers and the head of school to make sure that if our children, they need any support, that support is available. Only thing the head teacher needs to do is to make a request to the headquarters and let us know the kind of support the children need, and we'll be able to provide that support. When we spend $700 million in education, what we want is rate of return for the money that we invest. And the rate of return is in the form of our children coming out of the school and and how they fit into the society, and how they can improve the quality of life, and how they can contribute to nation building. These are the things that we are looking forward to, and we are trying our level best to make our education system such that it achieves the real outcome that we have placed on the education sector. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been stressing a lot on qualification upgrade for the teachers, and we have been stressing a lot on use of technology for students, so that our students, they learn, and whatever they learn is fit for the 21st century. And what is required is teaching through digital platform. And we are trying our level best to survey the schools and work out the needs of each and every school so that our teachers can engage in e-learning. I also finally would like to thank the partnership that we have between the School Management Committee, the parents, and the government in the interest of our children, so that our children receive the best education they can get. And we do appreciate and thank the School Management Committee. Just for the teachers, just for your information, I would like to tell you that the ministry has established a Teacher Talanoa platform, which the teachers can use to communicate with the ministry and communicate with their friends. On ministry's website, we have got e-learning hub, where teachers can download resources that are available, and you can use those resources in the classroom. By next week, we will be launching the teacher helpline. And for teacher helpline, this is where the teachers can call in for their personal issues, whether it's to do with your salary, whether it's to do with your leave, whether it's to do with your professional development courses, or it's to do with your qualification upgrade, or some problems that you are facing with transfers, or generally in a school environment. So we are making that provision for our teachers, because we see, Ministry of Education sees teachers as our client and students as our client. So we need to serve our clients in a most professional manner, and nothing beats by having a system, by having what we call a teacher helpline, where we are able to serve the teachers and solve their problems, or solve their complaints, or whatever grievances they are facing. So finally, I would like to hand over the items that we received to the head of school, and we just hope that these items are recorded in your inventory, and you'll be able to use this item in teaching and learning process. And we hope that these items are kept well, so that the next set of students and next set of teachers can use these items to teach. And the safety of the items are extremely important. And those of your neighbors or your friends or people that you know who are not vaccinated, please urge them to get vaccinated. It's good for the country, it's good for you, and it's good for our children. Safety is very important. Be mindful of the COVID restrictions that we have, the COVID safe measures that we have, and please observe the COVID safe measures. With these words, I want to say thank you, Vinakavaklevu, and Dhanyavad.